Let us understand the various types of risks involved in investing in a bond market. Interest rate risk. Interest rate risk happen due to change in the RBI policy due to the change in the economic condition. Suppose if you have invested in a bond for 10 years, the point at which you have invested, the interest rates in the bonds may be higher. However, due to change in the interest rate cycle, if the RBI increases the interest rate due to increase in inflation, then the interest rate offered by bonds will be much more lucrative. So this is known as the interest rate risk, as a result of which your bond yield may increase. The call risk. Call risk is basically applicable for callable bonds. Suppose the government or a corporate are doing good and the government is not in requirement of funds, they may call the bonds back and repay the investors the principal and the interest. So, if an investor is invested for 10 to 15 years, in such cases, what will happen? He will have his money returned, for which he has to find new investment avenues. Reinvestment risk is nothing but, suppose during the interest rate cycle, if the interest rate decreases due to decrease in inflation, then the amount which you have reinvested will get lesser interest compared to the original one. So this is known as reinvestment risk. See, credit risk are basically of three types. One is the downgrade risk. Suppose due to company or a government not performing well, in such cases, the credit rating agencies may degrade the bond, as a result of which the bond yield may increase. Next is the spread risk. Spread risk is nothing but the difference between the interest rate offered by the government bonds and of the corporate bonds. Higher the spread, higher is the risk. Finally, default risk. Default risk is if a company or a government will not be able to repay either the principal or pay the interest to the investor, then it is called as default risk. Next is the liquidity risk. As you know that if you are invested in a 10 or 15 years tenure bond, generally you will not get your principal amount for that period. So this is known as liquidity risk. Political risk happen if there is a change in the government and the new government will have policies which will have direct impact on the economy and the interest rates. Event risk happens, suppose if there is untowards in event like a war, earthquake or COVID which happened, due to which the government policies which was previously following has to be drastically changed, which will have direct impact on the economy of the country. Then you have called exchange rate risk. Exchange rate risk is basically applicable for bonds which are foreign bonds.